When it comes to the rest, Linux is the best.
Linux, the safest option for privacy.
Bill Gates is in complete meltdown as millions of frustrated users ditch Windows and rush toward Linux Mint in 2026, triggering one of the most shocking shifts in tech history. What started as anger over Windows 11 spying fears, forced updates, and broken trust has exploded into a brutal mass exodus that Microsoft can no longer control. The collapse of Windows loyalty is unfolding in real time, and the rise of Linux Mint is shaking the very foundation of Bill Gates' empire.
Lenovo announces that it will certify its ThinkStation PCs and ThinkPad P series laptops for both Ubuntu LTS and Red Hat Enterprise Linux.
Linux is currently seeing a lot of change, and if you have been following the trends over the past couple of years, you can see a shift that more and more companies are evaluating Linux as a viable platform.
The Windows 11 crisis hit me and multiple others harder than I ever expected. On October 14, 2025, Microsoft officially ended support for Windows 10, and suddenly, we were forced to upgrade to Windows 11. I know people with perfectly working machines that were told they were obsolete because they didn't have a tiny TPM security chip. Can you believe that? Years of perfectly good hardware are treated like e-waste. I felt that frustration myself.
You might or might not be surprised that every one of the top 500 supercomputers in the world runs on an operating system called Linux. Not Windows, not Mac.
This adventure we're going into, where everything is going to be AI, is just going to have some of the more frustrating results of all time.
The heart of the problem is Copilot. Windows 11 shoved this AI helper onto my machine like it was supposed to make life easier. In reality, it turned my computer into a spy. Every click I made, every keystroke, every site I visited, it was all visible to Microsoft, and in so many cases, I couldn't turn it off. The AI wasn't helping. It was watching, recording, analyzing. I don't know about you, but that made me feel completely exposed. And it wasn't just Microsoft. Apple was doing the same thing with its M4 MacBooks.
Have you noticed something interesting lately? More and more people are ditching Windows and shifting to Linux. Not just tech enthusiasts, but regular users, organizations, and even governments.
Microsoft just doesn't really like consent in this situation because they really are just forcing themselves onto the average user.
This isn't about security. This isn't about innovation. It's corporate greed versus our freedom. We weren't looking for this. We didn't ask for it. All we wanted was to use our computers without being watched. But now, we were forced to choose between our privacy and the latest OS. And that's when people like me started looking elsewhere. Linux became the lifeline. Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Fedora, Pop! OS, and Manjaro. I watched downloads explode. In December 2025 alone, over 20 million people made the switch. Just Linux Mint hit 6.3 million and Ubuntu 8.9 million. Fedora, Pop! OS, Manjaro, and millions more. And these weren't developers or tech nerds experimenting. These were office workers, students, retirees, teachers, people who had spent decades on Windows suddenly learning terminal commands because Microsoft had pushed them past their breaking point.
But moving to Linux doesn't cost you anything, makes you safer, and allows you to use even old computers. Win, win, win.
This is a catastrophic year for Microsoft. They aren't just losing users, they are losing control over our data, over their empire.
Many have considered leaving Windows altogether, and the reason for this is because a lot of perfectly working good Windows 10 devices whose hardware runs Windows 10 perfectly cannot upgrade to Windows 11 due to the strict hardware requirements by Microsoft.
Microsoft has taken capitalism to its extremes, but really, in all seriousness, they've made their desktop a consumer monetization spate.
It wasn't hard to see why. Forced restarts that obliterated hours of work. Copilot is monitoring every move. Mandatory Microsoft accounts that locked us out of basic offline use. It lit a fire in people. We weren't going to be told what to do anymore. Their security and innovation messaging is transparent nonsense. We saw Linux offering something no corporation could: freedom, control, and respect.
Computers with Linux, since Windows 10 support is ending, and many old computers will not work with Windows 11. Look at eBay for sources.
I felt it personally. Using Windows 11 felt like someone was standing over my shoulder 24/7. Every email, every web search, every photo, potentially monitored. But Linux changed that. I was in control again. My data was mine, and I didn't need a new, expensive laptop to get it. Older machines came back to life. My 2019 Dell laptop, which took 48 seconds to boot on Windows, was ready in 9 seconds on Linux Mint. LibreOffice opened in 1.4 seconds instead of 7. Firefox launched in under 2 seconds. It was like discovering my computer had been suffocating all this time under Windows.
Using the mobile version of what used to be Office, now stupidly called Microsoft 360 Copilot, leads you straight to a Copilot prompt. Like, I don't want the fucking chat with your AI bot. I want to see a list of my recent documents.
By the end of 2025, the writing was clear. Bill Gates' empire was facing a revolt. And honestly, it felt exhilarating. We weren't just frustrated users. We were a movement. Linux didn't need flashy ads or corporate money. It was free, it respected us, and it worked. Microsoft was losing, and there was no easy fix.
People to move to the latest OS or force them onto more costly support plans as well, which means staying on Microsoft solutions is getting more and more expensive when moving to open source, on paper, looks free because you don't have to pay any license.
So, having an agent try and, predict what information a user should have access to and then occasionally give them the wrong data that they shouldn't have access to is obviously a non-starter for any mission critical workflow or process.
For me, this was personal. It was about reclaiming control, refusing to be treated like a product. Linux gave me that, and seeing millions of others make the same switch is a revolution. Windows 11 and Apple Intelligence may have been designed to control us, but the backlash proves something crucial. People won't stand for it. Privacy, freedom, and choice are non-negotiable, and Linux is leading the way.
All versions of Linux are actually based on his work. But the side effect of open source software is that it is difficult to infect this ecosystem with spyware. Spyware embedded by manufacturers are often easily detected and removed. It isn't true that Linux stuff has to be all done command line. Casual users rarely have to do that. That's more of a power user thing.
Let's talk about why Linux has become the superhero swooping in to save us from the spyware nightmare that is Windows 11 and Apple's AI surveillance. First off, Linux is free, and it's open source, which basically means the code is out in the open, so no shady corporate spying hiding behind the scenes. You can actually see what's running on your machine. For someone like me, who's tired of being watched every second, this is like walking into a room with the blinds open and realizing nobody's peeking.
So this makes Linux the safest option for privacy. But moving to Linux doesn't cost you anything, makes you safer, and allows you to use even old computers. Win, win, win.
Now, if you've never used Linux before, I get it. There's that little voice in your head screaming, "What if I break something?" And I know exactly how that feels.
Obviously, the biggest obstacle to most people is that they have no tech skills to install Linux.
But here's the thing. Casual users rarely even touch the terminal. Most of the interface is super intuitive, and if you've ever used Windows, you'll feel right at home. It's not rocket science, it's just computing without a spying overlord breathing down your neck. And for those of you who are still nervous, some computers come pre-installed with Linux. You literally plug it in, power it on, and everything works. No installation panic, no scary instructions, just pure freedom.
Microsoft products are being phased out by individual municipalities or federal states or organizations.
And if you're a beginner, I always recommend Ubuntu because it's rock solid, widely supported, and has certified hardware compatibility. I've had new users plug it into dozens of laptops, and almost every single time, it just works. It's stable, it's tested, and it's perfect if you want to avoid frustration while still escaping Windows chaos.
Zorin OS is known in the Linux world, and also from my own experiences, as one of the best starting points that a new user that is switching over from Windows or just generally starting out can have. It comes with a traditional taskbar, a start menu that has slightly been reworked with this new release.
Microsoft quietly dialed back internal growth expectations for some of its AI products. That's because customers have pushed back against these agentic AI add-ons.
Now let's talk about dual booting and virtual machines, because this is where things get even sweeter. You can set up Linux to handle all your personal computing, emails, media, browsing, work documents, and keep Windows around for the occasional specialized app or heavy-duty gaming. Partition your hard drive, and you have shared folders that both operating systems can see. Suddenly, Linux dominates your life, and Windows is relegated to that one corner where it's actually needed.
Microsoft says 26H1 is based on a different Windows core. So while existing PCs and Snapdragon X2 based PCs will both get security, quality, and feature updates, they'll be different updates, and never the twain shall meet.
That the company is going to have out there being tested by end users in as many edge cases as possible, and it's the one that they're going to have the most people shrieking at them if it's broken.
If you want to go a step further, virtual machines like VirtualBox or KVM let you run Windows safely within Linux. Your Linux host stays completely private, while Windows becomes a sandboxed child that can't spy on the rest of your system. Heavy applications, specialized software, or old versions of Windows? No problem. Linux handles everything else flawlessly.
This is the Microsoft File Explorer. Well, a bunch of eagle-eyed people decided to look through all the updates that Microsoft pushes, and they found out that we're stuffing the AI right into your file browser.
Frankly, it is so similar to Windows that I hardly think about it anymore. In Windows, Control Panel is a little harder to access actually. More clicks. On Ubuntu, it's always on the top right. Less clicks. It has a lot fewer options than Windows, to be honest. It's a lot less complicated.
Now, once you're on Linux, you'll realize installing apps isn't scary at all. The Ubuntu App Center has around 75% of the apps most people use daily, and auto update keeps everything fresh. Apps that aren't in the center? You can grab app images, which are basically one-file wonders. No installation needed, just double-click and it runs. Need Chrome or other common apps? Deb files handle them perfectly through the App Center. And yes, advanced users may dive into Terminal for specialized tasks, but honestly, most casual users will never touch it. Stick to Ubuntu or other Debian-based distributions, and you avoid the fragmentation nightmare that can make app installation confusing.
Just real reasons why Linux is suddenly gaining attention. Let's start at the top, governments. In several European countries, there's a clear push to reduce dependency on Microsoft and other US-based tech companies. Germany's Schleswig-Holstein state, for example, is planning to move around 30,000 government computers from Windows and Microsoft Office to Linux and LibreOffice.
And of course, Reddit did not take too kindly to this whole idea of agentic OS. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think Reddit takes kindly to pretty much anything.
The beauty of this system is how simple it all is. You can reclaim your old hardware, dodge invasive AI spyware, regain privacy, and still have access to Windows when necessary. Linux isn't just an alternative, it's a solution. A better solution. The more I use it, the more I realize just how much control I've gained over my own computing life. And once you experience it, you'll never look back.
And maybe some companies will play around with the idea of could you compress that stack by building that out yourself. But at the end of the day, most companies want to be focused on their core competency, and usually that's not rebuilding, kind of IT systems that they can get off the market.
Let's talk privacy, because if there's one thing Windows 11 and Apple AI have taught us, it's that personal data is basically fair game. Every click, every keystroke, every little thing you do online can be tracked, logged, and monetized. Copilot on Windows? Watching. Apple Intelligence? Watching. It's like having a spy permanently sitting behind you, pretending to help. Linux, on the other hand, flips the script completely. Its architecture is designed to make it almost impossible for spyware to survive. You can breathe, knowing your social media, emails, documents, and media are actually yours, only yours alone.
Every single workstation PC they sell won't just support the distros, they'll ship with them pre-installed.
Microsoft Azure all run on Linux. Linux is also huge in enterprise. 90% of IBM's mainframe customers, well, they use Linux. If you have an Android smartphone, Android uses Linux. In short, Linux is everywhere behind the scenes.
This shift isn't just personal. It's economic and cultural chaos for Microsoft. Nearly 44% of Windows users literally can't upgrade to Windows 11, either because their hardware is too old or because of that dreaded TPM requirement. And instead of accepting it, millions are fleeing. Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Fedora, Pop! OS, they're all seeing downloads explode. That means Microsoft is hemorrhaging dominance, influence, and revenue. Bill Gates is watching it all collapse in real time. The empire he built, the ecosystem he curated, is crumbling as users reclaim control. It's not just software, it's a cultural revolution. Developers are noticing, hardware makers are noticing, and slowly but surely, the tech world is pivoting toward Linux support. The tidal wave is real, and it's sweeping over an era that's lasted decades. The era of Windows is ending, and Linux is rising with a vengeance.
Linux was considered complicated, niche, and only for programmers. But today, that perception is changing fast. So, the big question is, why are people ditching Windows for Linux?
Now, here's the exciting part. You can be part of this revolution right now. Start simple. Ubuntu is perfect for beginners. It's stable, widely supported, and comes with a friendly interface that won't make you panic. Try it in live mode using a USB stick before touching your current system. You can test apps, browse the web, and play around without committing. For old hardware, install Linux and watch it breathe again. For dual boot fans, keep Windows around for the occasional specialized app, while Linux handles everything else. And the apps? Free, privacy first, and totally functional. LibreOffice for documents, Thunderbird for email, Chrome or Firefox for browsing, Steam for gaming, OBS for streaming. Everything you need without paying a dime. The best part is this: there's no risk, no spying, no forced updates, and zero cost. You literally take back control of your digital life. Your computer, your files, your privacy, and your freedom, it's all yours. And once you experience it, there's no going back. So don't wait. Start now, reclaim your device, and finally get rid of the spyware nightmare that Windows 11 has become. The era of Linux isn't coming. It's already here, and it's time to ride the wave.